الطاهرين. As we are approaching the new year of 2019, we'll continue our discussion on the Quranic reflection that we chose for 2018, but obviously this is the greatest reference, and traveling on this road never ends. The end of this road is Radwanullah, the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which is even bigger than Jannatullah. That pleasure is bigger than his paradise, and that is the path of the Holy Quran. Today I would like to focus on the question of al-mas'uliyah in the Holy Quran. How does the Quran look at the sense of responsibility for human beings? Almost 110 times in the Quran, the term mas'ul, mas'ulun, yas'alun, tus'alun, sa'ala, sa'il, and other derivatives of this term are mentioned 110 times. Su'al al-mas'uliyah, question and responsibility. Marhum Abbas Mahmud Aqad, who was an Egyptian writer, a genius, he wrote over 100 books. In one of his Abqariyat, he has a chapter under Al-Insanu huwa al-makhluq al-mas'ul. Human being is a responsible being. So if you want to define humanity in one word, it's a responsible being. Why human being is responsible, not the other animals? Because al-aql, al-irada, al-hurriya, al-amana, Allah gave us the light of reason, the right of revelation, willpower, freedom, and conscience. The other animals, they are not gifted this way. They don't have these qualities. So if you have more awareness and more understanding, then you are more responsible. And this is why the Anbiya Allah, the prophets, are more responsible than anybody else. وَلَنَسْأَلَنَّ الْمُرْسَلِينَ. Allah says that the Mursaleen, the prophets, are going to be first to be questioned. The Rasulullah are responsible. يَوْمَ يَجْمَعُ اللَّهُ الرُّسُلَ فَيَقُولُ مَاذَا أُجِبْتُمْ. On a day that God would gather all the messengers, and the first question is, tell us how you did your responsibility. How much? How successful were you? That is ماذا أجبتم قالوا لا علم لنا إنك أنت علام الغيوب. Oh Allah, you know better. We don't know how many people were influenced by us. We are not in people's hearts. We don't know. You know better. So the Quran is telling us that authority goes with responsibility. You cannot have authority without responsibility. Have all the power, but answer to nobody. That is dictatorship. That doesn't work. Why human being he is responsible? Well, if we believe that we are the divine deputies on this earth, إِنِّي جَعَلٌ فِي الْأَرْضِ خَلِيفَةً. If you have the title of Khalifatullah on the earth, then you have to تَخَلَّقُ بِأَخْلَاقِ اللَّهِ. You have to have the character of your Creator in your soul. You have to follow God's characteristics, His knowledge, His love, His compassion, His mercy. So you're responsible. إِنَّا عَرَضْنَا الْأَمَانَةَ عَلَى السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ وَالْجِبَالِ فَأَبَيْنَ أَن يَحْمِلْنَهَا وَأَشْفَقْنَ مِنْهَا وَحَمَلَهَا الْإِنسَانُ إِنَّهُ كَانَ ظَلُومًا جَهُولًا. So Allah is saying that we offered you the gift of al-amana, that is al-mas'uliyah. You are responsible. We made you responsible. We offered this sense of responsibilities to the heavens, to the earth, to the mountains. They rejected it. They could not take it. But you took it. So don't be ignorant about it. Don't be unjust about this amana, about this trust, about this responsibility. So al-amana is that you are deputy of God with responsibility. What is our responsibility towards our Creator? Ya ayyuhan nas u'budu rabbakum alladhi khalaqakum. Number one, that we realize that He is our ma'bud and we have to obey and honor His commandment. We have to recognize that وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. Al-ibadah was the purpose of creation. So that is our responsibility towards Allah, to honor His orders, to worship Him only, to remember Him. يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا اذْكُرُوا اللَّهَ ذِكْرًا كَثِيرًا وَسَبِّحُوهُ بُكْرَةً وَأَصِيلًا. To remember Him, to reflect on Him in every moment of our life. When you look at the sun, when you look at the moon, when you look at the stars, when you look at the mountains, when you look at the oceans, when you look at the clouds, when you look at the rain and the snow, when you look at the trees and flowers, when you look at the babies, when you look at the life, when you look at all these blessings and miracles in this world, so you remember Him. Remember Him, reflecting on Him, having relationship with Him. That is our responsibility. Look at the blessing of miracle, of human reason. A few days ago, NASA announced that the second Voyager left the solar system. It's an amazing, just think about it. They launched 2 Voyager in 1977, almost 41 years ago. Voyager number 1, Voyager number 2. And one of them, and they were the same year, the same month, just a few days difference. But one of them is number 2 is flying 54,000 kilometers per hour. And since 1977 so far, it's been going for 18 billion kilometers. But the Voyager number 1 is even faster. It flies 61,000 kilometers per hour. And it is been going for 22 billion kilometers since the departure. So they are sending this Voyager to give us some information about other planets. Now they are saying that the NASA announced just a few days ago that they hope that these Voyagers continue their journey till 2027. That would be almost 50 years altogether of this journey. And this is an act of human being. A human being came and they made a vehicle that can fly for 50 years. with 61,000 kilometers each hour, and still the battery is working. And they are hoping that it continues for another 10 years, 9 years, 10 years. Isn't it a miracle? Isn't it amazing? Now they are saying that both of them, both Voyager of number 1 and number 2, they left the solar system. But still, for them to get to the next star, they need another 40,000 years, not 4,000, 40,000 years. They can be close to another star from where they are. What is this? This is an amanah that the Quran is talking about. Inna aradna al-amanata. That with the power of reason and reflection, human being can build relationship between the earth and the heavens. And based on that, الذين يذكرون الله قياما وقعودا وعلى جنوبهم ويتفكرون في خلق السماوات والأرض ربنا ما خلقت هذا باطلا سبحانك فقنا عذاب النار. Wow. That they are remembering the Lord, they are reflecting on Him day and night in every side. They are thinking about the glory and the greatness of the heavens and the earth and say, oh Allah, you did not create this universe without purpose. Oh, please save us from punishment. Don't punish us for our ignorance, for our negligence. This is our duty towards God. اعبدوا الله, أطيعوا الله, اذكروا الله, اتقوا الله, استجيبوا لله, لا تخونوا الله, لا تقدموا بين يدي الله. This is our responsibility towards Allah. To honor His orders, to obey Him, to remember Him, to reflect on Him, to show piety, to answer His call. To be ameen, not to betray His commandment, not to move ahead of His orders, and to see what He wants from us to follow. إِنَّ اللَّهَ يَأْمُرُ بِالْعَدْلِ وَالْإِحْسَانِ وَإِيتَاءِ ذِي الْقُرْبَى وَيَنْهَى عَنِ الْفَحْشَاءِ وَالْمُنكَرِ وَالْبَغْيِ يَعِظُكُمْ لَعَلَّكُمْ تَذْكُرُونَ. This is what He wants from us. To fix our relationship with God. That means to stand for truth, to stand for justice, to stand for compassion and mercy and love, to stay away from evil, from devil, from sin, from injustice and oppression. Yes, God gave us freedom. لا إكراه في الدين. He said, لست عليهم بمسيطر. Don't force them. إنا هديناه السبيل إما شاكرا وإما كفورا. We showed them the destinations. Let them choose the sense of appreciation or the sense of absence of appreciation and denying and ignoring the blessing of God. Yes, you have this freedom, but this freedom comes with responsibility at the same time. Don't forget that your freedom, your willpower, your conscience, your fitrah, the light of wahy and revelation, nur al-hidayah, nur al-thaqalain, nur al-nubuwah, nur al-imamah. You have all of this anwar, you have all these lights, but then you have responsibility. فَوَرَبِّكَ لَنَسْأَلَنَّهُمْ أَجْمَعِينَ. Wow, أجمعين, all of them. All of them have to answer. All of them are responsible. وَقِفُوهُمْ. On the day of decision, the day of judgment. So وَقِفُوهُمْ. Order from Allah to the angels. Oh angel, وَقِفُوهُمْ. إِنَّهُمْ مَسْئُولُونَ. They are responsible. They are responsible. ثُمَّ لَتُسْأَلُنَّ يَوْمَئِذٍ عَنِ النَّعِيمِ. You are responsible for the trust that you receive. All this light, we send you revelation, we gave you reason. We send you imam, we send you prophet, we send you the book. What did you do with these gifts? What is your responsibility? You think all of this majanan for nothing? You think God did something la'ibin wala? No. Subhanallah. Amma yasifun, that is not the case. You are responsible. Oh, Ya Al Saud, we gave you Mecca. We gave you money. We give you petrol and pilgrimage, both of them. You get money from petrol, you get money from pilgrimage. Billions and billions and billions of dollars. How you dealt with all of these gifts? Did you use all this money, all this power for peace, for prosperity, for unity, for the welfare of humanity? Or you use part of it for your nasty pleasures and palaces, and the rest of them as a weapon of mass destruction? And money became a weapon of mass destruction. 85,000 Yemeni kids died just because of hunger. 85,000. So it's not just bombardment, it's just not fire. They are under fire and under the famine, both. Even famine, even starvation is used as a weapon of destruction. They do it intentionally. It's not that they don't have food or they have no medicine and the hospital are closed and just because of there is a war. There is a war, but during this war they are using all of this hunger, lack of medicine, lack of hospital. They use all of this as a weapon to kill more and more people and to put more pressure on more people. And lots of those kids who may survive from this war, may survive from the starvation, they are going to be lifelong with brain damage and with illness because they don't have service now. All because of the crime against humanity, war crimes against humanity. And they keep saying, oh, because there are Houthis there. So what is Houthi? And they are fighting for Iran. Now they're deceiving big lie of propaganda. Okay, the Houthis are fighting for Iran. Was Mr. Khashoggi fighting for Iran too? What about that? Was he fighting for Iran? That now you know al-makan, wal-zaman, wal-qatil, wal-maqtul. You know the time he was killed. You know the place he was killed. You know who was killed. You know who killed him. And still after 2 months, nobody knows where is his body. Is also Iran's fault? Al-kadhabun. What it has to do with anything of this mass murdering and crimes. إن السمع والبصر والفؤاد كل أولئك كان عنهم مسؤولا. You are responsible for what you saw. You are responsible for what you heard. You are responsible for what you thought. You are responsible for what you felt. It's all about your responsibility. فَإِذَا الْمَوْءُودَةُ سُئِلَتْ. One day you are going to be asked that, for what reason? At least we found some honorable people in US Senate that yesterday a resolution of 56/41 votes requires the US to end the military support for Saudi Arabia in Yemen. Well, it is too little too late, and we don't know even if this resolution gets to the office of the president is going to be vetoed or not. Apparently, maybe it doesn't go nowhere. But at least there are some people that they have some conscience. And for whatever reason, after 3-4 years, now they are saying, this is wrong. Believe me, there are people among Muslims who don't carry the same conscience. And just a few days ago, we have Imam's Council. And I said, brothers, Next Tuesday is December 18, and that is a day of international protest against violence and terrorism. That's an international day. Let us, all of us, connect with other like CARE and ISNA and other national organizations. Can we arrange a protest to go to Washington, D.C. in front of the Saudi embassy in Washington, D.C. and say this war, criminal war must end? Can we do that? And to condemn the crime of the Saudi. Do you know one of the imams said? He said, if you want to do that, are you ready to condemn Bashar al-Assad as well? I said, brother, what it has to do now? I'm talking about Yemen. If you are talking about Syria, Syria is another victim of Saudi Arabia and their crimes. Now you are saying that, well, we have to have a balanced position so everybody is happy. Can you imagine? Then I said, then forget about our Islam. Don't claim that we are Muslim based on definition of Prophet Muhammad of Islam, who said, من سمع رجلا ينادي على المسلمين فلم يجبه فليس بمسلم فليس بمسلم من أصبح لا يهتم بأمور المسلمين فليس بمسلم. You hear the Prophet saying فليس بمسلم? He is not Muslim who doesn't answer the call of the madlumin and doesn't care about suffering of the oppressed. I said, now, what about when the Prophet said, كُلُّكُمْ رَاعٌ وَكُلُّكُمْ مَسْئُولٌ? Everybody must be a shepherd, not a sheep. Are we going to choose to be shepherd or sheep? Which one we want to choose? If you are sheep, you are going to be slaughtered anyway, sooner or later. But if you are shepherd, at least, even if you are a slaughter, we die with dignity. That's something better than to be sheep. Are we going to choose to be a nahla or to be a dhibab? كونوا كالنحل ولا تكونوا كالذباب. Because if you are a honeybee, you get the flowers and you deliver عسل. وأوحى ربك إلى النحل كلي من كل الثمرات. And then it says يخرج من بطونها شراب مختلف ألوانه فيه شفاء للناس. If you choose to be a honeybee, you provide shifa and cure and healing for humanity. But if you choose to be dhibab, like a housefly, then the housefly is eating the dirtiest things and bring disease and death. Which one do you want to choose? To live a life of nahl or live a life of al-dhibab? Interesting, last night at the end of the night I was sending this subject. Some of you received the subject of Friday prayer, right? And I was sending it to my wife. I am in the library and she is in the family room, so I send it to her and she sent it on the WhatsApp or email it and in our network. When I send this subject, I said this is the subject: freedom and responsibility. Living like a shepherd or sheep, a honeybee or housefly. Accepting responsibility, rejecting responsibility, fighting responsibility. Which one? Some people accept responsibility, some people escape from responsibility, some people burn and fight the responsibility, deny it to begin with. I saw her, she was laughing loudly and she came to the library and said, how you came with this subject now? I remember وَامْرَأَتُهُ قَائِمَةٌ فَضَحَكَتْ. I'm not Ibrahim, but looks like she was acting like Sarah at that moment. She was laughing. I said, don't you see me here, sitting here for 10, 15 hours? You think I was watching TV? That's what I was thinking about. So it's no accident. Yeah, I came up after reflecting on this subject. So brothers and sisters, responsibility towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. U'budullah, udhkurullah, ittaqullah, istajibu lillah. These are our responsibility towards our Lord. But then we have responsibility towards the Rasul and Ahlul Bayt and Mujtama, that inshallah next week we are talking about it. And especially responsibility towards our family. You heard this Michael Cohen in the court in New York, just, was it 2 days ago? Before he got 3 years in prison, he accepted responsibility. He didn't want to accept it before, but he accepted responsibility. And he said he blamed himself for being in the court, and I blame myself to be blindly loyal to the man that led me to choose a path of darkness over a path of light. So he forced me to choose darkness over light and to do these dirty deeds. So instead of doing that dirty deeds, I should have listened to my inner voice, a moral compass. So he took responsibility, he blamed himself, but the rest of it, he was talking about his family, about his parents, about his wife, about his children, about the suffering and pain that his family are going on because of this embarrassment of all these lies, and there is no end. When the politicians want to end lying, and if the attorney is going to be in prison for 3 years, what about the guy who ordered him to do what he did? So that reminds us, brothers and sisters, our responsibility towards the family. قُوا أَنفُسَكُمْ وَأَهْلِكُمْ نَارًا. Save your family from nar Jahannam. وَأَمُرْ أَهْلَكَ بِالصَّلَاةِ. Encourage your family to do the salat, to have connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ya bunayya aqim as-salat wa'mur bil ma'ruf wa nahy anil munkar. Bring the culture of salat, the culture of prayer, the culture of communication with the Creator among your family. That is our responsibility when we see that new generation is in danger. So much mess, so much crisis. Brother Abu Hammam just told me yesterday that he went to this town hall meeting by Dearborn City Council discussing marijuana, smoking marijuana, and now the drugs that became legal. Alhamdulillah, now in the city hall in Dearborn Heights, they already stopped that. They said, we don't want that to be sold in the pharmacy in Dearborn Heights, but we are waiting for the similar decision from city council in Dearborn. But he went there, and he said a lot of people were there, and he suggested that we at the House of Wisdom also have a meeting discussing this drugs issue, and I encourage him to communicate with other members and other members of congregation. This is, brothers and sisters, very, very serious matters. When something like that happens, people say, where are the masajid? Where are the imams? You know, it looks like only imams are responsible. And we have only 24 hours, especially in the House of Wisdom, we have only 24 hours. What else we can do? If we provide the opportunities, but then in Salat, Dua Kumail, we have like, you know how many people are coming when we have Sheikh is doing Salatul Asr. Where are the parents to encourage their kids and tell them, Ya bunayya aqim as-salat, Ya binti aqim as-salat. وَأَمُرْ أَهْلَكَ بِالصَّلَاةِ إِنَّ الصَّلَاةَ تَنْهَى عَنِ الْفَحْشَاءِ وَالْمُنكَرِ. To end this munkarat, we need to bring the culture of salat. The parents are also responsible. We have to do our job. Now, there is no guarantee that if we did our job, then we can make the world like a heaven. But at least we say, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we did our job. Now, if somebody is doing his job like Nabi Nuh, وَنَادَى نُوحٌ رَبَّهُ فَقَالَ رَبِّي إِنَّ إِبْنِي مِنْ أَهْلِي وَإِنَّ وَعْدَكَ الْحَقِّ. How you want to let my son to die and suffer? قال يا نوح إنه ليس من أهلك. No, you did your best, but he doesn't want to be in your family. Now it's too late for him. We have to do our best, but if we did our best and still we lost some family member, then we are not responsible in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We did our job, but we must do our job first. If the parents don't care about Salatul Jummah, if the parents don't care about daily prayer, one of the brothers said, we want to have a Salat in Maghrib and Isha. Okay, Sheikh Malullah is ready. Are you ready to come for the neighbors, at least the neighbors, to come to Salatul Jama'ah every evening, Salatul Maghrib and Isha? He is ready. So we cannot say that, when we face an emergency, we just jump to the mosque and expect a miracle to happen. We have to do our responsibility. Inshallah, we continue this Quranic reflection on the sense of responsibility towards Allah, towards the Prophet, towards the Quran, towards the community, towards al-Zalimeen, towards al-Madlumeen, towards our children, inshallah, in coming weeks. Inshallah. Rabbana لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا أو أخطأنا ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إسرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين وإلى الصلاة إن الصلاة تنهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
اللهم محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على